Now. I want somebody, Drew. I want someone to no, Drew. I want you to log on to www.rodneythavoice.com and purchase a Release Him Back to the Community tee. Okay, that's www.rodneythavoice.com and purchase you a Release Him Back to the Community tee, or sweater, or tank, or hoodie. Okay, now listen. I don't make the news. I just report it. So this morning, I woke up early today, y'all. Some of y'all know that I have insomnia. So last night, took melatonin around 4 this morning. Woke up today around 9. And I feel good. And so I'm like, today is the start of a new month. Let's get these hot topics out. And yeah, so I log online trying to find, what are we going to be discussing today? And girl, all I know is I logged onto the Google and I saw a headline that said Ralph Pittman. Let me tell y'all what the headline said. Real Housewives of Atlanta star, RHOA star, Drew Sidora's husband, Ralph Pittman, files for divorce after nearly 9 years of marriage. Now, I was like, girl, now I didn't get no full 8 hours of sleep. I was like, girl, what is, and I'm like, who? I'm like, well, this is People. Right? This is People magazine. So I hurried up and went to the blogs, and nobody had reported on. I'm like, okay, girl, I know People just not gonna put out nothing like, some people would say that People may not be, it's, at the end of the day, it's still gossip. So you don't necessarily know what's true. Anyways, now it's starting to make the blogs. Unfortunately, we have made the difficult decision to move on to our next chapters. Pittman shared exclusively with People after filing to divorce Sidora, whom he married in August 2014. The Real Housewives of Atlanta's Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman are officially ending their marriage. People can exclusively confirm. Love is a beautiful thing, Pittman 37 said, an exclusive statement to People. Unfortunately, we have made the difficult decision to move on to our next chapters independent of each other. Drew and I have decided to file for divorce. We have 3 amazing young children, and their mindset and growth is what is most important. As we navigate this difficult time, I ask that you please respect our privacy. Come on, for respecting our privacy while you're on a reality TV show. Come on, for respecting our privacy while y'all are on a reality TV show. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Come on, for respecting our privacy while we are on a reality TV show. All right. According to documents obtained by People, Pittman's petition for divorce was received on Monday. He is seeking to end his partnership with the Game actress after nearly 9 years and several seasons under the scrutiny of their co-stars. Pittman listed the couple's separation date as of last Thursday, and the papers noted there is no chance or hope of reconciliation between the spouses. Girl Sidora, 37, wed Pittman in August 2014. They later welcomed the son Makai. Is it Micaiah or Makai? In June 2015, and a daughter, Anaya, in February 2018. The That's So Raven alum has also a 11-year-old son, Josiah, from a previous relationship. I'll put the rest. So y'all can read the rest in the thing. Are we gonna be honest today? Today is the start of a new month. It's March the 1st. Are we gonna be honest? Because one of y'all told me that I cannot be walking around here calling myself Rodney the Voice and I don't tell the truth. And I want to hold back my opinion. That's what they said. So do y'all want to know what I got to say? Are we gonna sit here and look at each other like we both crazy? Because I can say we could look at each other. Okay, so y'all want to hear what I got to say? First of all, girl, let me tell you this. Ain't no way, girl, ain't no way that a mother like Ralph Pittman would be able to file divorce on me first. Girl, the way I would have been grabbing my car keys, girl, in an ink pen, girl, I don't know how you file for divorce, but whatever steps you got to take, girl, the way I would have been grabbing my car keys in an ink pen just in case, girl, and running down to that courthouse, Ralph would not get the chance to say that he filed divorce on me. Girl, that's number one. Number two, are we really surprised? I understand and I respect that there is a group of people out there who just root for marriage and are advocates for marriage no matter the circumstance. But if we are going to go by what we have seen on our television screen as it pertains to Drew and Ralph, if we're being honest, advocacy for marriage or not, girl, you know that marriage was a hot mess. If we're going to go by what we saw on our TV screens, and we're going to be honest, that marriage was a hot mess. I think that, like, I want to feel bad for Drew. I really do. But in all honesty, I think that this is a situation that Drew has also put herself in. Listen, I'm not telling y'all not to trust y'all husbands. That's not what I'm telling y'all. Y'all know y'all men. Y'all know y'all men. Let me turn my grinder off. Is that grinder jacked? I think that was jacked. Let me turn this ringer off. Y'all know y'all men. Y'all know y'all men. Y'all know y'all men better than I know your men. Your man, then the next person know your man. Y'all know who y'all married to, okay? And Drew knew who she was married to. And while Drew was sitting over there telling Sonya, that girl, she should have another baby because that's her husband, and if she don't do it, another woman will, and that's her duty, all of that, girl. You know that mess that Drew was spitting to Sonya? And now, look what happened to Drew. You giving this advice to Sonya about having another child with her husband because pretty much, girl, that's her job. And your husband left you as a single mama of 3 kids. Girl, a mess. A mess. Are we going to be honest today, y'all? Drew put herself in this situation. Girl, you been walking around here, girl. Girl, look. Live y'all life how y'all want to live y'all life. But Drew was given very much, girl. I live my life according to what the Bible says as it pertains to a marriage between husband and wife. And now this man who is a hot mess, fine, but a hot mess, has now filed divorce. He wants to get out of this marriage. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. He, girl, hold up, y'all. It's something going on outside, girl. I don't know what they're doing. Hold up. Because this noise is distracting me. Hold up, y'all. Okay. Girl, they're cleaning the pool area. And so they were making a whole bunch of noise. All right. So anyways, for me, Drew moved throughout her marriage, like according to the Bible, which is fine. But, I just don't think that you should lose good common sense just because you happen to be in a marriage. That's all I'm saying. And instead of Drew operating on good common sense, she let this man pretty much move any type of way throughout their marriage because, girl, he's the man. And now this man has left you and made you a single mama of 3 kids. Which brings me to the kids. Girl, some of us said, I know I was very vocal. The reasons that Ralph was giving on him not wanting to adopt Josiah, it just wasn't adding up. It just wasn't adding up. Like, let me say something. I completely understand if you have a father or a mother who's very active in their child's life and you happen to just be a step parent, right? I get that can be a very tricky situation and a whole, But for Drew and for Ralph, who had been a part of this little boy's life since he was, 2 years old? 3 years old? He calls this man dad. And for the baby daddy to be a felon, I don't see how hard it would have been for Ralph to really adopt Josiah if he wanted to. And I remember Ralph saying something along the lines of the baby daddy saying something like, if that's what he wants to do, it's really nothing he can do to stop him. I remember Ralph saying something along those lines. Now it makes sense. You don't want to adopt little Josiah because you had one foot out the door. And you knew you was about to catch ghost. And you probably knew that, girl, Drew is probably going to put me on child support, or there's a chance that Drew may put me on child support, right, for the little boy and the little girl. Ain't no way I'm paying child support for 3 kids. That's what I think it came down to. Because there was no reason that Ralph shouldn't have wanted or could have adopted that little boy. We talked about this during the season. But like I said, now it makes sense. Because Ralph was about to get out the door. Ralph, girl, really in real life, like Drew looked like a fool on TV over her husband. Do y'all remember the stuff that this man used to do? Like they say he snuck off and then went to a whole nother city. And then she had to beg him to tell her what city he went to. He had recording devices all throughout the house where he could listen to their conversations when he wasn't there. Remember when Candy and Sonia came over when Drew was doing her weight loss thing and he just popped up into the kitchen like he already knew what the conversation was about? Like, how did you hear the conversation? Oh, I forgot you have recording devices in the home. Ralph was a mess. I don't think that is a bad thing when people get a divorce. Listen, with everything that I just said, if Ralph is not happy, then he's not happy and he wants to leave the marriage. Everybody deserves happiness, I don't think that you should. I don't care how many kids they got. I don't think that you should stay together for the kids. No. So your kids can grow up in dysfunction. That's what y'all want? Do y'all think this was a storyline? I don't think it's a storyline. The reason why, and we know, and we can sit here and say that we know that Ralph and Drew may not be the most honest, but again, if we're just going to go by what we see on television, then girl, their marriage was a mess, was introduced to us as a mess, right? I don't know if I would say this is a storyline because I think they already wrapped the season up. I think they finished taping the season. I think probably Ralph did this the way he wanted it to do it, right? Like, but then you never know, because then this could be a storyline for next season. Because Ralph is too much of a narcissist, right, to see the error in his ways or to see any type of wrongdoings, right? So I could see Ralph filing for divorce and then still coming back next season, right? Trying to be like, I'm just trying to make sure that we can keep everything, you know what they give. But I don't know if I would say this is a storyline again because the season already wrapped. And if the season has wrapped, then it's kind of like, girl, now they're probably editing the season, putting the episodes together. So it's probably gonna be like a year before we even get to next season. So we'll be 1 year removed from the divorce filing. So I don't know. I think that I could say that it was definitely a storyline if they were about to start filming. Like if we were like a month or even a month, if it was if they were about to start filming, then I would say, girl, this ain't nothing but a storyline, girl. But because he is after filming, it's kind of like, girl, it might be real. I don't know. But girl, again, with Drew and Ralph, you never really know because even with what we've seen on our television screens, everybody did kind of question, girl, is this real? Is this fake? Is this real? Clearly, it was probably real because, girl, if they're really, I mean, I don't know. You just never really know. I always question reality TV stars and their motives. I do when it comes to reality TV. Like, girl, what are y'all doing? I always question them because I really never know if they trying to pull stunts and shows for the show. Anyway, child. All right, let's move on. She don't want my love. I guess I gotta move on. Girl, why that's my song? Gotta move on with Puff Daddy and Young Miami and Ashanti. And what's his name? Bryson Tiller? Whatever his name is, girl. That's my song. Listen to this, girl. We just talked about Peter. We just talked about Peter last night. Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Peter Thomas found not guilty after being accused of choking a woman at his restaurant. According to reports, the RHOA alum was found not guilty on Wednesday, March the 1st, of assaulting a customer at his Baltimore restaurant, Bar One. The crazy alleged incident occurred in March of last year and was first reported by the Neighborhood Talk. Reportedly, a woman named Chanel Williams, the alleged victim, was done. I do not remember talking about this. I swear to God I don't. Anyways, the alleged victim was dining at Peter Thomas' establishment when she noticed the reality star was intoxicated and appeared to be in a bad mood. She then shared her observations of Peter Thomas, who was allegedly in earshot of her with a friend. According to Williams, after hearing what she said, Peter became angrier and grabbed her throat, maintaining pressure around her neck for 30 seconds until staff members were able to intervene. However, Peter, ex-husband of Real Housewives of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey, one thing about it, two things for sure, girl, they gonna let us know he was married to Cynthia. Has a different side of things. Reportedly, while recently in court, he testified that Williams' allegations are ridiculous. According to the businessman, the woman accusing him of assault was a hysterical one who caused an unnecessary scene. He added that he tried to ease her off of him and she fell back into a lounge chair. Well, it looks like the court has sided with Peter after the jury deliberated for less than an hour today. He was acquitted in Baltimore Circuit Court of second-degree assault. Reports claim that as the verdict was read, Chanel Williams quickly exited the courtroom. After his time in court, Peter took to Instagram to speak about his victory. He said, "Hey, people, I just walked out of the courthouse. It's all over the blogs, right? I just walked out of the courthouse and the verdict came back 12 out of 12 juries not guilty. Keep on coming for me, but I tell them that I'm protected. Try to come for me in all kinds of ways, but I'm protected." Girl, come on, I'm protected. Now when I talk to y'all because I think y'all on some BS, don't take it personal because it's stuff like this that makes me stronger. Listen, I understand that a not guilty verdict does not mean that you really couldn't be guilty, and a guilty verdict doesn't mean that you're not guilty. I talked about this last night, and I was honest with y'all. I was like, I really didn't know what to really think because a part of me felt like, based off what I had remember seeing Peter. And I know Pete, that doesn't mean anything, but Peter was on our TV screens for more than a few seasons. I don't remember Peter just being outright violent and disrespectful towards women. Now, I know he done got into a fight with, Big Matt. You remember he beat Matt up at the radio station? That's how you know Matt is sorry and lazy. Because Matt was too big to be getting whooped by old Peter. Um, I just didn't. I was like, girl, Peter choking somebody at the restaurant, 30 seconds. They say that, supposedly, um, 30 seconds until staff members were able to intervene. I don't know. I just didn't know. I'm just being honest with y'all. I just didn't know. I just did not know because I'm like, 30 seconds is a long time to choke somebody. 30 seconds in real life ain't a long time, but depending on what situation we're talking about, 30 seconds is a very long time. 30 seconds is a very long time to be choking somebody. Nobody caught it on camera. But the Jasmine brand said the Neighborhood Talk reported this. So maybe we did talk about it and I just don't remember, and it was some footage. I don't remember. But it's hard for me to believe that there was footage of Peter Thomas choking someone, and girl, they still found him not guilty. I don't know, y'all. I kind of, I'm listen, girl, I'm scared to talk now. I'm usually team woman, but in this situation, I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. We could say a lot of stuff about Peter, a lot of stuff, right? But I just don't ever remember Peter getting to the point where I felt like it's almost like no tea, no shade. It's kind of like if I heard Todd had choked somebody. I don't know if I would believe it. Now, if you told me Martell had choked somebody, I would be like, girl, I could see that happening. If you told me that Mark Daly had probably choked somebody, I would say, girl, I could believe that happened. Like, there are some people out there, if you told me, I'll be like, I can see that happening. Like, I just don't see it happening with Peter. Choked a woman on top of that, like, after what I've seen. Like, I wouldn't believe that Todd choked some woman. I wouldn't. As much mess as I talk about Todd Burris, I wouldn't believe that he choked somebody. Like, I would have to actually see it, like, oh, girl, he did choke her. That's just what I think. That's just what I think. Okay? I don't want to make nobody mad, but that's just what I think. Shout out to Peter. Travis Scott allegedly involved in a fight outside an NY club. What time is it? Okay. An NY nightclub reportedly punched someone in the face and damaged their phone. So Travis Scott is possibly facing assault charges after allegedly getting into a physical altercation outside a New York nightclub. According to TMZ, around 3 a.m. on Wednesday, Travis got into it with someone at Nubala, I don't know, girl, a club in New York. Travis allegedly punched that person and damaged property, possibly a cell phone. At this time, police want to talk to Travis and his reps, but the official report for an assault in the criminal. But the official report is for an assault in criminal mischief. Travis is set to headline Rolling Loud in California this weekend, and as of right now, it's unclear if these charges will affect his plans. I don't know, girl. I do think it's weird. Like, Travis Scott does not give me like he's one of those people that walks around without some type of security. So I do think it's kind of weird to me that Travis. Like, it's just weird to me when I hear about celebrities getting into these altercations. Like, girl, what's the point of having security if you're going to be the one that's still, like, throwing bows? Girl, I would be like, girl! Girl, I'm not about to be out in these streets fighting you, girl. That's why I got this big 6'5" man standing right beside me. Now he might toss you on the other side of the building. But girl, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Girl, you shouldn't have ran up on me, child. But I'm not about to be out here like really like tussling with nobody, girl. That's the whole point of hiring security. And again, girl, it's hard for me to believe that Travis Scott, Kylie Jenner's baby daddy, is walking around here without any protection. You know what I'm saying? And when I say protection, I'm talking about like security detail. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think, girl. Y'all need to keep y'all hands to yourself. Let y'all security do their job. You know what I'm saying? All right, bye, y'all.